this week? It says we're live. Oh, you're crying, baby. Oh. 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 Oh, sad. This is the saddest thing ever. Oh. Oh, the saddest thing ever. Video will play after ad. DW Lowe is on here. Hello, Mr. Lowe. Oh, you know what? It's on. It's on. You'll have to probably you'd have to use that. Testing, testing. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Testing, testing. Can you hear? Can you hear?
Yeah, it's a little fuzzy.
A little fuzzy, you say? Yeah. A little fuzzy. Well, I kind of like to be a little fuzzy. I wonder if it's the fan.
It's when we're talking.
When we're talking, it's fuzzy.
There's like a little fuzz around when we talk.
Bzzz. Huh. That's interesting. DW Lowe. We got that smart ass podcast. We got the William. We got the Lewis. We got Bishop 2K7. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hello. June says hello. Who that? 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 Da, 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 da. Okay, so we have about a minute and a half or so before we go officially live, and that gives you enough time to answer this question. If June was entered into a lookalike contest for a 20th century politician, who would it be? 20th century politician. 20th century politician. What lookalike contest would she enter into? Probably get second place at least, possibly first place for a lookalike contest. 20th century politician. Who da, 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 who da. Okay, do we have any answers? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Chris is on here, Smartass Podcast. Yes, indeed. We have just a little under a minute before we go officially live. Bishop 2K7 has the correct answer. It is Winston Churchill. That is correct. She will win at least second place in the Winston Churchill lookalike contest. We will fight them on the beaches. Listen to her speech. We will fight them in the streets. We will fight them in the fields and in the corner hot dog shop. We will fight them with the donuts. What?
I think you went a little JFK there at the end.
They got a little JFK?
Just a little bit.
Keep her off the cigars. Hey, man. You may call her Winston. Someone say donuts? G.W. Rules is on here. Cigar chomping and Tommy gun wielding. Is Edward Hooper on here? Edward Hooper. I need to talk to you, Mr. Hooper. Mr. Hooper. Do not ask. You know what? She has been saying for quite some time, watch out.
Maybe we should turn that fan
shut that fan off over there?
It's a little loud.
Is it a little loud? Can you hear it through the speaker and stuff? Let me see what it sounds like. Can you guys hear the fan of doom? It's basically a propeller off of an Eindecker. Give me some chat.
Hi, Chit Chat. More? I don't know. I don't have a whole lot to say.
You're right. There's like a weird.
Or around the words that we say.
Huh.
And
Jibba
I can
jabba.
hear the click clack when
Jibba
I
jabba.
tap
Jibba jabba.
on the keyboards.
Huh. Okay. All right.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I guess I'll shut the fan off. The Eindecker is over here buzzing away. All right. All right. Hey, everybody. This is Dave here at Pulp Alley, and I am with the world's most dangerous Bessy. Entering the ring now.
I'm on break.
Bringing her atomic body slam. Whoa! Did you guys see the boat? Did you guys see the boat? This is the video that we did earlier today. The 10 o'clock video was pretty much talking about the boat. So I shan't talk about it now. Forget I mentioned it.
Why'd you even bring it up?
I didn't. I'm not
You're
bringing it
literally
up.
holding it
No,
up.
I'm not bringing it up. I'm not even gonna mention it.
Literally.
Sailing, sailing. Oh, where's my glasses? I can't see what people are saying. What are they saying?
Alan Shank says, "Oh, gotta check that out."
Donuts. Mac Daddy is on here. The Mackest of the daddies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, well known. And that's not just an estimation. That's like scientific fact. It's been proven.
Is it in the Guinness Book of?
Yes, he is the Mackest of the daddies.
All right. Well, then you can't argue that.
Heart punch. Atomic body slam, sir. Atomic body slam. That was her signature move. Got to check it out. Boat building right now. Yeah, you ought to check it out. It's I don't know. It's a bit of a sour grapes sort of video. I think it's I really could not recommend anyone getting one of these unless you're really prepared to, basically practically rebuild it from scratch. Luckily, I had Jerry to do that for me. Hey guys, we're going to read some questions tonight, and I only have 4 questions tonight, so I'm going to actually try to get through all 4 of them. And one of them is like a duplicate, so Bishop is almost guaranteed to get a sticker. So we'll see who all we go through tonight. Bishop, since you're on here, and if you're on here when I read your sticker, then, or when I read your question or questions, you get to pick which stickers you would like, or which one sticker you would like to have sent via the mail to you. So I have, you want to show them the stickers? I have the red sticker, the black sticker, the white sticker. I have the Phantom the Phantom Agents sticker, and tonight we're offering up the sticker sheet. Bam! If we read your question tonight, you may choose this as your sticker of choice. If for some reason you're not on here and we read your question, then I will pick out a sticker and send it to you. And by the way, we have 2 stickers in the mail right now. We have one going to Marty Devine up in Chicago. Yes, Chicago. And anybody that didn't see it, Marty posted a thing that we're going to do a Pulp Alley painting bee this Saturday. So look at the Pulp Alley players group, and there'll be like an invite or there'll be an event. And I think if you along the top, there should be a row that has events on there, and there should be an event. So it's like a Zoom thing. You don't actually even have to paint. You can just jump on there and chat with us while other people are painting, which I frequently do because I'm not necessarily, I'll probably be working on either my shack or something like that. So I may not be painting at all. And then the other sticker is going to Kenneth in New Mexico. So Kenneth in New Mexico is also getting a sticker. The only one that I was not able to get into the mail so far was to Hugh in Paris. So I apologize for not getting that in the mail today, but I was a little bit behind in my projects and so I only got 2 of the stickers mailed off today. Should we read a question?
Sure.
We should read a question, shouldn't we? Let's just start at the top of the list. This one came from Mark Long, and he said, I've only played 2nd edition. Can you tell me how extreme perils work? And in 2nd edition, you ignore any reference to extreme perils. There is basically at this time no such thing as extreme perils if you're playing Pulp Alley, unless you're just choosing to play by old 1st edition rules, which is perfectly fine. But the way the old 1st edition rules worked was if it was an extreme peril, if none of the players chose to play a peril on you at the appropriate time, then you simply drew a random peril from the top of the deck. And guess what? That's how it works in 2nd edition basically as well. So whenever you run into a peril, you draw the peril, a random peril from the top of the deck. So it's kind of a little bit of both in a way. It means that the other players normally can't play a peril on you, but on old 1st edition, if they chose not to, then you still had to face one from the top of the deck. That's what an extreme peril was. It basically meant that you were guaranteed to get a peril. That's all it really meant. And in 2nd edition, you're also guaranteed to get a peril. So if you look at the bottom of page, if you look at the bottom of one of the pages in the rule book.
Well, that is precise.
Somewhere in the bottom half of the page, of one of the pages.
Sure.
It actually tells you how to handle extreme perils in 2nd edition, which is to treat them as a normal peril. There is your question. Mark Long, are you on here, sir? I see no Mark Long. Mark Long, I will pick your sticker, sir. Okay. Bishop, it's time to read one of Bishop's questions. Have you guys seen anything at all about the new Indiana Jones movie?
Not a peep.
Not really? Nothing?
Yes.
How about anybody else?
Have you?
Well, yeah. I mean, they keep in contact with me.
Well, I'm not as close to Mr. Ford as some people.
Me and Harry, as I like to call him.
I don't think he probably likes it.
He goes by Harry to his friends.
I doubt it.
Oh yeah,
I'm not buying it. I'm
no. Chris Pratt will be in it. That's about it. What? Chris Pratt? I have not heard that. You, sir, are pulling that out of your derriere. I'm calling you on it. How about Antonio Banderas? I think you're getting those two confused. Chris Pratt, Antonio Banderas, because one of those two is going to be in it. It'd be cool if Chris Pratt was in it, but I don't really see that happening.
That question up there?
What?
Alan Shanks. Keen to know
if it's advisable or not to mix together my first and second edition fortune cards. Thanks. I mean, there are some changes. We did fix some cards for second edition,
Yeah.
but
If all you have is the first edition, then you shouldn't feel too much of a rush to get the second edition cards. I don't know if you have the second edition deck, but you can actually look on the files section for the Pulp Alley group, and it has like the full free deck on there. Not only that, but it even tells you everything that's different. Got both, Dave. Okay. So if it was me, I would just use the second edition cards because I think they are slightly better. And the reason is because we had, the first edition cards. We had a lot of time to look at them and to make changes and things like that, and fix some things about the wording and things. Unless you're just really super excited about using both the starter deck and the old fortune deck together. Now, there is nothing wrong at all with mixing in some of the extra fortune cards from the booster packs into the second edition deck. But I'm not sure that I would use the old fortune deck and the new starter deck shuffled together. I don't know. You're not going to break anything. It's not going to. It's not going to make any. It's not going to be a big deal.
I mean, I guess if you needed it because you were playing a big game or something.
Yeah. 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 You could run into some cards that have different wording on them.
Yeah, about when they can be played.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll be interested to see Pratt makes a cameo in the upcoming film. However, Lucasfilm has yet to confirm the actor's involvement in any way. Well, thank you, Mr. Gringo. Adios to his friends. What thoughts on using the Four Musketeers adventure for Pulp Alley? Use of early black powder weapons, peril for using one for sure. Thoughts? Oh yeah, yeah. We've been doing Three Musketeers games since we started, and I don't think you would be wrong by using just that one shot per turn rule. And when I played with, or when Travis and Andre played their Napoleonics, and Napoleonics isn't a big stretch from Three Musketeers. I kind of lump a lot of that stuff together. Pirates can fit in there too. Um, but I think normally, the only thing that you really have to do is decide how you feel comfortable with treating the black powder weapons. And I'm normally okay with just saying everybody gets to shoot once per turn and that's it. There's a secondary rule called, I don't remember, it's either single shot or something like that, where you can actually do reloading so that you make people keep track of when they reload, and reloading is a full action. Some people will like that, but I don't need it. That doesn't help me enjoy the game at all. So I just go with one shot per turn, which is basically exactly the same in the Lost World of Lemuria campaign. That is a single shot campaign system. So it is very much a Savage World. It is very much a Lost World, kind of sword and sandals sort of campaign. You can really make that into like a John Carter of Mars sort of campaign. But yeah, we've been doing Three Musketeers stuff quite a bit, and Pirates also. These figures from Blue Moon. Yep, yep. I want to see Anthony Ingruber. Who? I want to see Anthony take over. Which Ingruber? Is that the guy from the Was he Han Solo in?
No,
Was that what?
no.
That
I
was
don't think so.
Kitty McCangle.
Yeah, I'm surprised you remembered that. Good for
Alder
you.
Alderfist. Was that Akhenaten? Who is this? Who now I have to look it up. Who was it? Anthony Ingruber. Anthony. He prefers being called Anthony.
He does not.
If you
I can
if you ever meet him, be sure to say, "Hey, Anthony," and you'll immediately get on his good side. Whatever you do, do not call him Ingruber because he hates that. He hates that. Wow. Bishops. By the way, Travis.
Oh, he's a Harrison Ford
what?
lookalike.
What?
And Anthony is a Harrison Ford lookalike and has the same voice as Ford.
Well, there you go.
He's tailor-made.
There you go. And I don't want to start any rumors because that's not the way I operate, right? I'm not the one that does that. But just between you and me, he could be a clone. I'm just saying. Seriously, if you were going to clone someone, it would be Harrison Ford, right? I mean, that's who you would clone. No brainer. That's a no brainer.
Okay, I'll allow it.
See. Did Bishop pick out a sticker? Did I actually read his question? No, I didn't. I marked your question off, but I didn't actually read it. Bishop, I'm reading one of your questions. I've got a question for you. Is it correct that all characters have a 360-degree line of sight, and therefore model facing is not relevant? You are 100% correct, sir. We assume that the characters in the game are actually characters and are looking around and paying attention to the world around them. They are not statues moving around the table and unable to glance over their shoulder. Nope, can't see anything. Not allowed to turn my head. That's really freaking goofy. Really freaking goofy. Here, let me show you real quick. Everybody, look over your left shoulder. That was my right. Left. See how easy it is?
Obviously, it's not that. It took you 2 tries, pal.
It only took me 2 tries. Look.
Ooh.
And I'm not nearly as flexible as I once was. You are correct, sir. Facing is
Sticker
irrelevant.
sheet.
But it is not irrelevant for vehicles. Vehicles matter because vehicles, on the other hand, cannot do this.
I think you haven't watched enough cartoons.
Behold the magic of the neck.
He wants the sticker sheet. Write it down.
Who?
Bishop,
sticker sheet. All right. Let's just go ahead and jump into Bishop's second question since he's getting the sticker sheet. Ba-bam! High-end sticker sheet. Boys and girls, if you'd like to get a chance to have one of these lovelies, I really need you to come back to this video after it's over and put a question in the comments section for us. If it's a question that you posted previously and it did not get asked or did not get read in the show, then you perfectly can reuse the same question again. So I do try very hard to actually answer all the questions anyway in the chat and things like that. So it's not like I'm going to ignore your question. When you use the optional rule, when will you use? Is that your question, Vern? Because you know it doesn't count if you put it in the chat. You gotta actually put it in the comment section. But I'll answer it anyway because it's important to me. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I suppose we could work it in sometime. Maybe the next time you play. When are you scheduled next? Well, maybe
It's a
just
couple
you and me
weeks.
will play it.
It's a couple weeks away.
Couple weeks away, isn't it? We got Vern coming up.
Yeah.
Hey, is DW on here still? I was.
It was.
It was. What?
It was our left when you turned the wrong way.
Oh.
He's being kind.
Oh, that
generous.
was sweet of you, Vern. I tell you what, he's a
good
gentleman.
egg. He's a good
I don't
egg.
care what anybody else says about you, Vern, and I don't want you listening to what they say.
Nobody would have the audacity to besmirch.
Don't you listen to them naysayers, Vern. Don't you listen to them. I don't care what they say about you. I say you're all right.
Oh, you're
What?
June 5th. We play with him on June 5th.
So we could probably use weapons then.
That'd be
How many
fun.
of you out there use the weapons stuff from the tables? I like them because they're not just like, oh, it gives you an extra dice or something like that. They are, when I was looking at the weapons, I wanted them to make sense and not just be, oh, it gives me an extra dice, sort of thing. Like they actually have an effect. Oh, DWLO is on here. So I think I heard something about you asking, challenging is what I heard. The word on the street is that you threw down the gauntlet in front of that Michael Greenhill. Now, was that something that you were wanting to play a live game on a Sunday with us? Have the two of you join, or was this some sort of private duel that was being set up? So answer me that, sir. Answer me that. We use them almost all the time in our group. Very cool. Very cool. That's why they're there. We know there are folks that like that sort of stuff. So I like it, but I because I like weapons. And
I wouldn't.
as my apocalypse weapons. I need to ask. I'm running out of time. Did I ask? Another question came up while I was playing Woman from Madrid. The Calm card. What, if anything? And this is a solo card, boys and girls. It is called the Calm. It is basically like Parlay. It's like Parlay out of the normal Fortune deck, except it's called the Calm when you play in the solo deck. What, if anything, can characters already engaged do while under the effects of this card? Do they just stand there? Can they perform actions? Can they move out of combat? And again, I don't actually wait for this to answer it. So Bishop probably already saw, the answer to this, but I like to share here because a lot of folks may have the same question. So you basically resolve it as normal, except they can't do what the card says they can't do. So they cannot roll their brawl or their shoot dice. If they're already engaged, then what do they have to choose? They have to choose to dodge. And since both of them have to choose to dodge, that is their only option, because a fight automatically starts. They're not allowed to use brawl. So the only option left to them is to choose to dodge. So that means that they're both going to choose to dodge, and that means they will both have the option to disengage. So what is so important here is who goes first. Because if it's the bot character that goes first, then you're going to get to disengage during their activation. They're going to activate, and because the only thing available is to dodge, you're going to be able to choose to back up an inch. Then when your activation comes around, you're no longer engaged. So you can like move and attempt plot points and things like that. So basically, I guess the only tricky part is that the card only affects what it says it affects. And it's very specific about the things that can't be done. Those are the only things that it changes. Everything else should be played as normal. I got one more question on here, just for funsies. Is Mark Long on here?
I don't think so.
DWO. Yes, we could do it on Sunday's live game. So, all right. So, you have a game coming up before long. You have a
I
game
think it's
coming
right after Vern, right?
after Vern. So that would be June 13th, something like
Or the
that.
12th.
What?
Or the 12th.
Or the 12th?
Maybe. One of those.
I don't think it would be the 12th. But
It might be.
okay. All right. She says it could be the 12th. I'm not really
could be the
familiar with
14th.
the Earth
could be
calendar. It
anything.
always confuses me anyway.
Okay.
I got a question here from the fellas over there at the Smartass Podcast. So that means, Chris, are you still on here? Chris, are you still on here? Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, what's DWLO saying? I thought it was.
Or maybe it's before Vern.
Is it before Burn?
No, it is. Yeah, it's the 29th.
Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? So here's your question. Not really a question, but he writes. Mentioned a video with a league built with a werewolf as one of its characters, and he introduced horror checks on characters. I was wondering if you could briefly walk us through the best way to build and utilize a character like that for a league. So, no.
Nailed it.
Pick your sticker.
Thanks for answering.
What? Thanks for answering. And here's why. Because I don't know what kind of werewolf you want. And I think that's the important part that makes Pulp Alley so different. Maybe you see werewolves completely different than I do. So, yeah, you're going to want to give them the shapeshifter ability. You're probably going to want to give them the monster ability. Those are the two things that are going to give them the ability to transform into the werewolf. And, if you want to do that during the game, you can always just start off as, oh, I'm a big wolf. But you can also start off as a normal character, like a normal human or something. And then you have the shapeshifter ability, so you can actually create a whole second profile. And then you really have to decide how you want it to be, Like I'll oftentimes make the human character fairly different from the werewolf character. So maybe they'll be a little bit shooty, maybe they'll be kind of actiony to go after plot points and things like that. And then the werewolf character will just be mainly a hand-to-hand monster when I make them. But you don't have to do them that way. You could really choose to, well, I want them to be fast, so I'm going to give them the speedy ability. I want them to be, how you see a werewolf is up to you. So you kind of have to pick out the abilities that fit the way you want them to work. I don't know. That's kind of a cop out, isn't it? But
A little
but
bit,
it's
but we're running out of time.
but
so.
it's true when, as far as Pulp Alley is concerned. Is it's like when you're designing skeleton warriors or you're designing zombies. You really pick the way you do it is you just pick the abilities that you think will work. And as far as I'm concerned, you can't really go wrong. You just pick out the abilities that work for you. I thought it was 5:29. I think DW Low is saying. All right. Bessy says the old clock on the wall has struck 8:30, and that means it's time for me to turn into a pumpkin. Can I show the boys and girls this car? I probably can't, can I? I probably don't have time, do I?
Well, since you're doing it.
1930 Packard. Look at this. Oh, and I didn't get a chance to. Oh, look at this. Look at this. 1930 Packard. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. And look at this. Look at this with this. Look at this. Get this out here and got this out here. And that's going to go on there. Look at that. And this is going to go on there. Look at that. You can find these on the eBay. If you're lucky, you want to shop around and you want to try and find them for under $20. My sweet spot is around 15. If I can find them for about 15, I pull the trigger on it. If they're over that, I'm a little bit hesitant. And then I got the start on my Love Shack. Who wants to see my Love Shack? Raise your hands if you want to see my Love Shack.
I've seen it.
Trust me, it ain't nothing to be excited about. So here's my floor. Look at that. Look at that floor. That's the floor to the Love Shack right there. One of my favorite building materials that I find really helpful for building stuff. This is a secret that I very, very rarely share. Key cards. You know, all those hotels that you go through your life, save the key cards and you can use those as basing material. These things very, very seldom warp. You know, they last forever. They're just wonderful to use as a base for vehicles or buildings and things like that. Key cards, swipe cards. I have like stacks of these from Holiday Inns and Hamptons and on and on. I mean, not that I would admit to that, but bunch of these key cards, and they are perfect for building stuff on. So let me show you. And I got my front wall done for my Love Shack. There it is. There it is. Look at that. So I got my little. So I got the little window over here for, like, you know, the cash and carry or something, you know. I thought that would kind of break up the design a little bit to have a separate window for like placing orders or something like that. And then there's that section there. So if you guys want to see this, I'll probably work a little bit more on it over the weekend and we'll probably end up doing a video for it. And here's the back of the wall. Check that out. Check that out. Just basic, you know, building techniques. You know, there's nothing really fancy about it. You just cut the wood. I have this little tiny miter box here, mostly super glue. And I know Bessy's giving me the dirty look here, so we're gonna have to call it a night there. So lots of fun stuff to talk about coming up very, very soon.
Don't forget Sunday.
What's on Sunday? Live game with Sean Hudson on Sunday. Live. If you haven't already, please take a moment and make sure you hit the like button before you leave this. Make sure you're a subscriber. We got Davros on here. Hey, Davros, when did you get on here? Loved the Wolves Hour. What does that mean? There is a sequel. I can't recall the name. Oh, that's the werewolf set in like the Napoleonics era or Three Musketeers sort of era. Is that what he's talking about? Love the Wolves Hour. And it had like the American Indian in it. Is that what he's talking about? That had kind of a werewolfy thing. But of course, it was just a fella in a rubber mask the whole time. Who would have known? Who would have known? Scooby-Doo, that's who would have known. Thank you all for playing. Thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure and don't miss the Sunday game, 10 a.m. Central Time. Our special Brother Wolf. Is that the name of it? Is that different from what was he saying? Wolf's Hour. Brother Wolf. Yeah, that's a good movie. And it still kind of holds up. You kind of have to put on your like 1980s or 1990s kind of spectacles to sit down and watch it because some of the special effects are kind of goofy, but the fight scenes are still super freaking awesome. We will see you next time. Wake up the orchestra. Let's do a game like that. Let's do a scenario around that. That would be so much fun. Dun, 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 dun. Join us next time. Dun, 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 dun.